have not stopped. It is carryover.
It's on, girlfriend.
Okay, I'm just going to sit right here, and Riger and Wojo's lovers.
Here's what I want to say. For somebody, both of you,
I did not
who
do
say you're not journalists,
Yeah, I
and
never
you
said
don't
that.
know
I'm not
much
one.
about journalism, Riger sure is acting like he does.
Wojo.
Like in the middle of a press conference, at the end
I've been
of
to many of them.
At the end of the most epic game with an epic conclusion, and a head coach comes in and drops a bomb about the officiating.
Oh, it's really a bomb?
Riger
Like you didn't
wanted to
expect
step
it from
up.
him, that
Riger wanted
crybaby?
to step up and say, excuse me, Jim, that's interesting what you just said about the officiating, but what about 5 yards rushing in the fourth
the question
quarter?
I wanted
Do
to
you
ask.
really think you could jump all
Hold
into
on.
that?
Are you going to let me ask?
Let's hear what
you've been
Riger
talking for
would have
4
asked.
hours.
Hold on.
What I would have asked is said, hey, Jim, you seem pretty harsh about those officials. You really think they were the reason you lost? And when he answered that, I would say, okay, so the turnovers don't matter. Your quarterback's picks don't matter. You're falling apart in the fourth quarter don't matter. Like, seriously,
So
Wojo.
you would have had a one-on-one interview with him? Is that what you're
Yeah, I
saying? You
think
just
so.
would have gone
I
one
think-
after the other? Oh, another thing here from Jeff. Good God! There's 100 people in the press conference. Excuse me, Jeffrey, I like 7 follow-up questions. Look, and he was asked. I asked him, I said, so you feel like your team deserved to win?
Okay, and what did he say?
He said, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, did you see it? Yeah, I don't know. He
Okay,
said
so why don't you, if he asked you a question in return.
Because it wasn't a one-on-one.
Why don't you break up? Well, he asked you, so you can answer and say, hey, Jim, you're sure bitching about the officials a whole lot. Why don't you talk about what you guys didn't do? I mean, it was so ridiculous.
No,
you know,
it's not.
Wojo, because you're one of the fans. You're one of the fans. Yes, you are. Listen to me.
You're doing the okie doke. As Mike often does, you're trying to blame the media for something that was inconsequential.
No, I'm trying to blame the media because
Why?
when you go
Why?
out, because I'll tell you if you let
I'm
me speak,
asking.
when you go out and just bitch about the officiating, it sends the message that, well, you can't blame me because I'm the great Jim Harbugh. You know what? This game was on Jim Harbaugh. And when's the accountability going to
You know
come?
who it was on? It was on, if you really want to get down to it, Valenti's right for once, it's on Wilton Spate. And he did not want to say that.
Oh, thank
so
God.
he did the okie doke.
Oh,
and
thank
Dope's
you,
like you
Jesus.
fell for it. Like, why didn't he mention Will? Because he
I
never. Yes, you did.
I don't
right
care.
in there, we're
No,
arguing. It's like,
I don't
why
care that
didn't
he
you
didn't
guys
mention
grill
Wilton
him on
Spate.
Wilton
No.
Spate?
No, that was David Hatchet Hall that said that.
You guys fall for the okie doke.
You know
The
what?
guy never rips his players.
Hey, Mike.
Like that or not,
Mike.
he never does.
Who was that guy in the Michigan State Big Ten game? Isaiah was his last name.
Isaiah Lewis?
Isaiah Lewis. What did Isaiah Lewis do? Right?
He touched the punter.
And what did Mark D'Antonio do? He said it was
Defended
his.
him.
Right. Exactly. Jim Harbaugh doesn't offend anybody but himself.
No, he defends
He just goes
them by
after the
not
officials.
ever criticizing them. That's if you want to be upset about something, be upset about that.
Threw Blake O'Neal under the bus.
Here's Wojo's questions. Do you feel that your team deserved the
Those
win?
aren't my questions.
No, it says Wojo next to them.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah.
Jesus.
So here's 3
You
Wojo
can't
questions.
read each one of these.
Yes. So you agreed with the call then? Question mark. That's hard hitting. Here's another one. Do you feel that your team deserved the win? Question mark. And do you think you deserve to be in the playoff? So there you go.
Yeah, pretty much the questions that people wanted asked, I would think. Like the average fan.
No, I wanted
Hold
the
on.
question
Time
asked.
out.
How
Time
can you
out.
bitch about the officiating
Turn
when
his
your own
micro-
team cost you the game?
Now that was good. That would be good. But now Wojo's right though. It's not a one-on-one.
Right.
Now could he have slipped that puppy in there? I don't know.
I think it could have.
Go ahead, Hatchet. You've
But I
got
think you love
something
the
to
man.
add.
Listening to Riger today, I swear
Hold
to
on.
God, you would have thought Michigan lost 42-13.
Hold on,
It
hold
was
on.
an epic game that came down to the final play.
No, well, Jim Harbaugh was already gave his opinion on the play, right? At the end of the game.
He kept
And
going back to it, unsolicited.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you asked him again, so you do you agree with the call? Don't ask him that
you
again.
already knew. That's
you
a
say,
great
okay,
point.
Harbaugh, you say, Jim Harbaugh, I understand your point about this, but what about Wilton Spate's turnovers? Ask him about his problems.
He was asked about other. Listen to the tape.
He was
and
not.
He would start to answer, and he
Hold
would
on.
circle
No, he's
back.
not.
We
because
have the question.
The question
Here, go
on there
ahead.
is about
Oh, yes.
until
here we go,
his
please.
turnovers.
What was your view of the last spot there before the touchdown, Jim?
Oh yeah, if you didn't ask that, well,
No,
hell
you
would
did.
have broke it up.
No, and then the follow-up was, so you agreed with the call then, and that was your follow-up after he already said, by the way,
No,
they cost you the game.
I
Yes.
screwed the follow-up. I did.
Okay,
Because
and
I
then-
thought he had said it was. I misconstrued his
You
short.
had a question. Do you think you deserve to be in the playoff? He answered something. And then the follow-up, Jim, when you know Wilton would go, can you talk about his play other than the big turnover?
That wasn't my question.
Oh. Well, I don't know
my
why
question.
he pointed it out to me. The bottom line, Wojo, is
mine?
you think something else is different than mine. What's important to me is obviously not what
Well,
is
no,
important
you're
to you.
going overboard. Listen, if they got slaughtered or there was an unbelievable, stupid thing, like maybe at the end of the Michigan State game last year, I don't even get what like smoking gun you're talking
You
about.
don't think it's embarrassing that this guy goes out and just bitches and moans about the officiating when he has yet to win a big
now
game
you're
at
changing
Michigan?
the topic.
No, that was the topic. The only reason I got so upset is because I found out he's not going to be on the pizza show
Which
tonight.
is stupid of you.
Why?
Come on. Do you think Nick Saban makes a weekly appearance after his season is over? Do you think, I don't know, Bill Belichick does?
You know, I was told by one of your media people. Hold on. I was told by one of your media people that he was going to talk today, have a press conference, and then Dave Abloff, who was in charge of the
Was never the
SID,
plan.
sends out an email
Unless-
saying he's not going to talk. Well, then why send out the email?
He was going to talk if they won the game. They'd be ready for the Big Ten title game. Hello? Seriously, for journalism questions, just give me a call next time off air.
Then I'm shocked he showed up after Iowa then, because he clearly can't show up after a loss.
No, there's no game this week. And he needs to go get more recruits, obviously, to beat Ohio State. My God. And one other thing.
Yes, please.
One other
Continue.
thing. Because since when is officiating completely off limits to discuss?
Since I got on the air in 04.
No, for you, that's fine.
Don't
that's
play that
fine.
game.
Yeah.
And I bitched about it, Michigan State, Nebraska last year.
But you shouldn't have.
Well, no.
We didn't play good enough to win that game.
But this had extenuated. It's going to
So
go
what was
down.
the call? Wojo, what was the call then? What was the call that cost him?
The pick six.
I'm not saying there was. You're the one that wants to know one call.
How about the other interception?
You're the one who just said you can rip on the officiating. So what call rubbed you the wrong way?
No, not a call. I go with empirical data. Ohio State was the second most penalized team of the Big Ten. They played 5 quarters
What
of
a
physical,
fanboy.
intense
What a fanboy.
football. No. He asked me.
What a game.
He asked me. They played 5 quarters of the most physical,
Appearing
intense
tonight
football.
at Brandy's Pizza
And
Party.
Ohio State had 6 yards in penalties.
I think I know.
No,
what
explain that.
I think I know what your topic could be at the Wojo show.
Explain that.
248-539-9787.
You asked me a
Hey, how about this? You don't commit penalties against teams that just aren't that good. Wojo's coming up.
No.
Here's the topic. Who's more butthurt, Harbaugh or me?
See, when I bring facts, you guys can't respond.
It's not a fact. There's no penalties. They
fact.
missed one call that was egregious in my mind. It was Grant Perry at the 14-minute mark.
So
of
you
fourth
don't think
quarter.
it's odd that the second most penalized team of the Big Ten had 6 yards of penalty in 5
because in the
quarters?
context of the game, what was I missing as I watched it twice now?
The pass interference.
I told you, Grant Perry, they missed that.
Well, that was huge.
Okay, but that's fine. It
And
was
that
one-
happened-
Yeah, but
that
wait
happens
a
in
second.
football.
Everybody calm down. It was huge, except you didn't get a first down all fourth quarter. That was at the 14:50 mark of the fourth quarter.
The reason he harped on the officiate, which I don't agree, pinning it on the officiate at
Yes,
all.
you do. You didn't ask him
I
about
didn't.
it.
The last 2 plays were the 2 most egregious ones in his mind.
But that's
Their
his
last
problem.
Offensive play.
The spot wasn't
No,
egregious.
if the game ended on a pick 6, it would have been different.
Oh, please. You gave them 14
Unbelievable.
points. You gave the Buckeyes 14
You radio
points.
people that sit there in your sofas and act like you have all the right questions and answers.
Well, here's the problem.
You're going to get the right questions and answers starting at 6.
Hey, Jim
There's
Harbugh
no
called. He wants to know when
questions.
dinner is tonight.
First of
Oh
all,
my
there's
God.
no questions that matter. You gave away 14 points. You weren't good
I
enough
agree
to win
with
the
you.
game.
And by the way, Riger,
Goodbye.
you are allowed to disagree with Valenti. It's not in the contract.
Oh, wow. That's
No, look, it's not in the contract.
All right, Woj. You are allowed to ask a question
Is it in Ward
to your
Manuel's
savior.
deal?
What's he supposed to say?
Please. Like he'll ever say anything to Harbaugh.
Highest rated game in history. No, Michigan, Ohio State's not important.
And guess what?
No,
Just like
no.
usual, you lost it.
Michigan, Ohio
Jim,
State's
do you really
not
think?
important.
So, Jim, you agreed with the call then?
No. Yeah.
What does it have to be important have to do with anything? You lost again. You can't beat these guys.
No, you have long said, I'm so sick of hearing Michigan,
Oh,
Ohio
I
State
am
need to
tired
be
of it.
good again.
I'm sick of it. It's
Do you
ridiculous.
know how much money they made the Big Ten?
Enough. It doesn't matter.
Oh, boy.
Who gives a damn?
Oh,
you never
my
beat
God.
them. Why don't you
Every
show up
time I
and
win
win?
an argument, you guys change the argument.
Let me ask you a question. Here's an argument. Are you Ohio State's
Longest
bitch?
crosstalk ever.
248. You are.
They
Goodbye.
are right now, yes.